Welcome back to Got Wire. I'm Adam, and today I have some Ubiquiti products here. And full transparency, they did not send them to me. I bought them with my own funds to review, and then I'm probably gonna ship them back because this is like a $500 access point. But this is their E7 Enterprise indoor access point, and then this is a 10 gig PoE++ PoE injector, since I do not have a 10 gig PoE switch. So I'm gonna use this to power this access point because this right here is way cheaper at $40 than buying a 10 gig PoE switch. So we'll go ahead and get them unboxed here. So you get a little bracket that goes on the back if you want to screw this to the wall. So you can mount this on, and then it's just a regular PoE injector, but it says PoE++ on it. And then of course you have your PoE port and your LAN port, and then you get your power cable here from Ubiquiti, their normal white power cable that comes with all their PoE injectors. But like I said, the cool thing about this is it'll do 10 gig. Now we'll get the E7 Enterprise access point here unboxed. So you get the access point itself, and this thing is chonky. This thing's huge and it's pretty heavy. It has two ports here, a high availability port and a 10 gig PoE++ port, and they're both PoE, so you can feed PoE power on either side of it, which is cool. I didn't realize you could do that. So if you don't want to buy this PoE injector and you just had a regular 10 gig switch, as long as you had ++, you can feed it with that one power. And now the other one is your 10 gig connection. It has a level that they all come with, a bracket, metal bracket for to mount it to anything. This one I believe is for the drop ceiling. You get some anchors, drop ceiling bolts, get the key to remove it, more screws, get an Allen wrench, and then another mount you can use to hang it on the wall. This thing at $500, I'm sure is steered more towards businesses and someplace where you're gonna have a bunch of people connecting to this. But we'll get it plugged up here and test it out. So I got it hooked up here, and as you can see on the bottom, it has a white light that's blinking, meaning it's starting up, and then I'll show you here adopting it into my controller here in a second. This one here is going to my 2.5 gig flex switch, and then the other one here is going to that PoE injector with 10 gig. This runs down to my 10 gig switch down in my garage in my rack, and it looks like it just turned solid white, so it should be ready to adopt into my controller. And this does have Wi-Fi 7 in it, and on the 6 gigahertz it has 4x4 DL/UL MU MIMO. Same thing with 5 gigahertz, 4x4, same standard. And then on the 2.4, it has 2x2. And on their website, theoretical, it says 11.5 gigabits per second on the 6 gigahertz band and 8.6 gigabits per second on the 5 gigahertz band. But that's just theoretical speeds. I don't see how you get above 10 gig, but I guess it combines both these connections. I don't know. And it says this can do a max client count of 1,000 clients. So we'll get it adopted into my controller and run some speed tests. All right, I logged into my controller here, and immediately it says new device detected, E7 detected. So we'll hit add, and it's right there. We'll go ahead and let it adopt, and it just turned blue. That was quick. And that blue glow on the back is pretty nice, pretty cool. And on my Wi-Fi, I do have a dedicated 6 gigahertz band, and this is only putting out 6 gigahertz. So I'm going to connect my phone to that and run some speed tests here once it gets done adopting, and it probably needs to update. Yep, once it gets done updating here. All right, so once it got done updating, I got this message here. It says extend 6 gigahertz range, enable 6 gigahertz. And of course I want to enable 6 gigahertz, but it says you have to agree to the terms of service. So it looks like this enables a feature called AFC, which helps get you further range while still complying with the FCC's requirements. And the FCC, if you don't know what that is a government organization that limits how much power and Wi-Fi access points can put out. That way there's no harmful interference. So we'll go ahead and turn this on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my phone and see what we get speed test wise on my phone, connecting straight to this 6 gigahertz only. So on my settings, I made sure to set the channel width, like I said, the highest it'll go. In this case, it's 320. Channel to auto, and I currently only have this access point, and this one here is unplugged, so I currently only have this access point on the 6 gigahertz band, and my phone is connected to it. Adam's S21 Ultra. I got 39 dBms. That makes sense, it's right next to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up a shot of my phone here and run a quick speed test, and I'll show you guys what I get. And I do pay for 2.5 gig from AT&T, and that's up and down, but sometimes with AT&T I have problems with their upload speed. So it looks like I got 2 gig down over Wi-Fi, and like I said, with AT&T I have trouble with their stupid upload speed, so 757 upload. This is a speed test to my local server here on my local network. It's hooked up with a 10 gig connection, and so is this access point, so we'll see what we get here. Looks like almost 3 gig download, and that's over Wi-Fi, and almost 2 gig on the upload, and that's a heck of a lot of speed. That's way more speed than what you're going to be doing over Wi-Fi with anything. I mean, if you can't get a wire to a location, and this is fairly close because on the 6 gigahertz it won't go very far, this is awesome. But also, it's $500. So all in all, this E7 Enterprise access point works really well. It's actually the fastest access point I've ever messed with. Like I said, 3 gig over Wi-Fi, that's blazing fast. I mean, you know, at that point, you almost don't want to take the time to run a wire to your device and just use Wi-Fi. But like I said, it is the 6 gigahertz. It doesn't go that far. So if it's fairly close, it might just be easier to run it on Wi-Fi. But if you're like me, you're always gonna hardwire it. It's just a more reliable connection. And in the settings, I don't know if you saw, I changed it to red, so you can go in there and change the color of the slate in the settings. Kind of looks like a pink, but it's supposedly red. But at $500 and you have a pretty small house, I would probably just get this one access point and hook up everything to it. That way you are fairly future-proof, but there's always stuff coming out. But at $500, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. I would probably buy this if I was like in an apartment somewhere where I couldn't run my own wires, because this thing is blazing fast over Wi-Fi. But thanks for watching. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and at 1,000 subscribers, Trend Networks was gracious enough to send this over for a giveaway. It's a PoE Pro Ethernet tester, and I'll show you guys how to use it and what all it does once I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'll tell you how you can enter in to win this. So if you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you went down there and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I do have a Discord down in the comments if you want to join my Discord and post pictures of your network racks or anything nerdy, or if you need help, hit me up in my Discord or shoot me an email. But I'm Adam, and I'll see you guys on the next one.